My ex-boyfriend and I started talking since the beginning of Jan 2024, and we got super close, started liking each other, used to be on FaceTime every night, talking on call during the day before and after work. Important. He's from Melbourne, I'm from Sydney, so it was a long-distance relationship. Feb 12, I was flying to Melbourne to see him, but also this trip was not only for him. It's also just an achievement for me because I'm just 19, and it's the first trip I'm taking with my own money. I had planned to go to Melbourne long back, I just executed the plan when I got another reason to go. I met him in Melbourne. It was a really good 5-day trip with him. He was like the guy I've always thought to be with. He planned a day trip for me with his friends, took care of me, reminded me of how my dad would take care of me when we were in public. He would be protective of me till the right amount, not in a toxic way. He was literally the perfect boyf. Feb 16, he asked me out at the airport when he was flying to India for holiday, and I was going back to Sydney. It was cute and stuff. Forgot to mention Feb 15th, he also cried for me while we were just chilling on the couch, hugged me tightly and started crying. Once he went back to India, almost everything changed. When we were in Melbourne, I casually asked him how we would do long distance when he's in India and I'm in Sydney. He was there for months, so I think talking about doing long distance for a month Mumbai and Sydney was an important conversation to have before we separate. He told me we'll be good at it, we don't need to worry, trying to comfort me. He just told me he will be meeting family and friends, so he won't be using his phone that much, which I thought was completely fine. When he went to India, the texts were dry and boring. He didn't call much. I didn't think anything about it cause he did in fact tell me that that's how it's going to be. I was missing him so much and I just wanted to talk to my boyfriend, but I sucked it up. We have our Snapchat locations on for each other to see. I'm 19 and he's 22. If older people are judging me for that cause my sister, who's 25, makes fun of me and my boyfriend for keeping track of each other on Snapchat. I think it's fine, and we were still building each other trust at that point cause we were still not that into the relationship. We did trust each other, but I feel like giving reassurance in a long-distance relationship has to be done consistently, at least early on. Even though his texts were lesser, calls were fewer, he always used to update me on whatever he's doing. But this one day he went off for 23 hours and I got super anxious. I checked his location and saw he was in someone's building. I still think to this day he cheated on me that day, but he always denies it and says he was with his mom. His mom had gone to a friend's house to buy gold, and he was just waiting in the car for 23 hours. That's a lie. Few days later I was still scared that I might have been cheated on, and I'd how to explain the feeling of getting cheated on. I met my friends. One of my friends asked if we should check if he's on Hinge, and we went on to check if he's on Hinge in Mumbai, and shockingly yes, he was on Hinge while being my fucking boyfriend. I confronted him literally that moment. I sent him a snap of his account on Hinge, which was kind of funny. I asked him if he could give me an explanation. His explanation was that it was made for his friend, and he wasn't using the account. Me and my friend literally saw that his friend already has an account on Hinge, so I'd why his friend needed his own account, and my boyfriend's Hinge account to find girls to fuck. Anyways, I didn't believe it, and he kept telling me the same story, tried to convince me to still be with him, because as soon as I saw the Hinge account, I wanted to leave the relationship. He begged me to stay, tried to manipulate me to stay. Now the problem is I know he's trying to manipulate me. I do realize he had a fucking Hinge account while being my boyfriend, and I know he's a cheater and might cheat on me again. But it's so hard to say no and move on from the relationship because we did have plans for this relationship to work out. Our friends were involved. My sister was also introduced to him by me. So even RN, I do think we might work. He'll change, he won't cheat again. He'll finally realize who he fucking lost cause I was such a good girlfriend to him. I'm not boasting about myself, but I genuinely gave my 100% to this guy. He still won't agree that he made that account for himself, and he is just constantly telling me the Hinge account, which had his pictures, were for his friend to use and not my boyf. After a lot of talking, him trying to convince me to stay and all that, I think his manipulation has in face affected me in a way where I can't even leave this relationship. But also I do really like him, I love this guy. I know he cheated, I know he's on Hinge, but I still don't know why I do love him. I think he'll change, but everyone's saying he will cheat again. Anyways, it's 3 of March, and I just told him to text me when he's back on the 13th because when he's in Melbourne at least that I know of he never behaves like this, and I think in Melbourne he doesn't cheat and stuff. I don't know how to explain this, but yeah. So right now currently we are on break till he's back to Melb on the 13th of March. I told him do whatever TF you want, fuck whoever I'm done keeping an eye on you on Snapchat, it's affecting my sleep and stuff. He told me to not do all of this, but then I just said we really need this break cause honestly I was too mentally exhausted by all of this. We're on a break RNIT why I miss him so much. Idik if things in my mind will change once he's back to Melbourne, I want to get back with him, but also know that I will be getting hurt in the future. I just really want to see where this relationship goes and I might be delusional, but I do see him if he changes things will work out beautifully for us cause we actually are really good together. IDR and ID if I want to be with him cause like I saw his hinge, but also I want to be with him because of what if reasons. I'm just really confused. Idik if he'll feel guilty ID if he'll realize what a good girl he lost cause ISDG I was really good, I gave my 100% that's all period. He still cheated. Why is it so hard to get over someone and move on from the relationship when they've literally disrespected you in the worst way possible by being on Hinge? And also I know everything happened too fast in like 2 months, but I am attached to him.